Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight on the news at 10. The man accused of brutally murdering 4 University of Idaho students last month is now back in Idaho. The plane carrying 28-year-old Bryan Kohberger landed at the Pullman-Moscow airport just before 7:30 this evening. We have team coverage tonight. Abby Davis is in studio to break down that newly released body cam video showing the suspect and his dad on their way to Pennsylvania. But first, let's get out to Morgan Romero. She was live in Moscow with Kohberger's arrival in Idaho earlier tonight and what we can expect next. Morgan, you were there when he got to the Latah County Jail.
Yeah, we were waiting outside the Latah County Jail for several hours today for Idaho Moscow murder suspect Bryan Kohberger to arrive to the jail. This building behind me is also the county courthouse where we expect Kohberger will have his first court appearance tomorrow. He was booked into the Latah County Jail on 4 felony counts of first-degree murder as well as a burglary charge. A couple hours ago, he was booked. This is video of the 28-year-old Washington State University grad student arriving. He's accused of stabbing and killing University of Idaho students Kaylee Gonsalves, Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogan, and Xana Kernodle in a house just off campus on November 13th. Once Kohberger landed at the Pullman-Moscow airport tonight, he was served an arrest warrant. Kohberger was taken here to the jail in a police motorcade, as you can see. The truck we believe he was in had some type of paper blocking its back passenger windows. The truck immediately went into the Sallyport garage. From when they pulled up to when the garage door shut, it all only lasted about 30 seconds. We never saw his face. We knew he left the jail in Monroe County, Pennsylvania very early this morning. He was arrested at his family's home early in the morning on December 30th on those Idaho charges, so about a week ago. While police in Pennsylvania and Idaho would not give us information on his extradition because of security reasons, we did track a Pennsylvania State Police plane that we believed he was on throughout the day. It turns out he was, in fact, on it. This is video of him walking into his hearing in Pennsylvania yesterday where he waived extradition rights. That means he willingly returned to Idaho, and he returned very quickly. If he didn't waive those rights, it could have taken a lot longer. We don't know yet what time his hearing in Latah County is scheduled. Again, we do believe it is going to be tomorrow. Under Idaho criminal rules, it has to happen within 24 hours of an arrest warrant being served. The county clerk told me today at that time the probable cause affidavit in this case will also likely be unsealed. We hope to glean a lot more information from that document about why police believe Kohberger is the killer. Tonight, we did ask the Latah County clerk for the PCA or for the arrest warrant. She said right now, court is closed. Those documents, again, confirming are still sealed, but those will be released on a media distribution list, which we are a part of, so we will get those as soon as they are available and unsealed. Again, potentially at that initial appearance tomorrow. Also important to know, we have been trying to get a booking photo. Some media outlets have been posting Kohberger's booking photo from Latah County tonight. They must have accessed that early on and immediately because the Latah County Jail roster site is down. It's crashed. I called the Latah County Jail and they said they have IT right now working on getting the server back up. I gave them my number and I said, please pass along that booking photo as soon as you get it. And they said they would ping me. So we will update you guys with that as soon as we get it.
That obviously gives an example of how much interest is in this case at this point. How are they expected to handle the media, the community interest, and people wanting to get into this courtroom for this hearing?
Yeah, interestingly, Brian, this is a very small county. This is a very small building behind me. The courtrooms are very small. The clerk told me approximately 75 people can be inside these courtrooms. So with such a high-profile case and so much national and international media attention on it, people have really descended on Moscow and are all anticipating on showing up inside that hearing, again, which potentially is going to be tomorrow. But with 75 people, it's a first-come, first-served basis, except for the victims' families, the defendants' families, interested parties such as attorneys. They could potentially get reserved seating. We are also going to have pool cameras. 2 media outlets, a national media outlet as well as a local media outlet will be pool cameras. There's going to be a still photography camera as well. So even for media, it's going to be very difficult for us. We don't know exactly what time that hearing is, so we don't know what time we're going to have to be here tomorrow, but we will hopefully get inside that courtroom and get a spot in there. And if not, we will get the video from those pool cameras and share it with all of you at home.
All right, we'll be continuing to watch for updates from you, Morgan, to find out what time that hearing might be tomorrow. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. This is new body cam video that shows a Hancock County Sheriff deputy in Indiana stopping Kohberger and his father on December 15th for following another car too closely. The two are driving across country From Pullman, Washington to Pennsylvania, Abby Davis is here to break down this video that was just released today. This is just one of the 2 times that police pulled over Kohberger and his father on this trip, both times for following too closely.
That's exactly right, Brian. And both traffic stops happened in Indiana within hours of each other. The deputy let Kohberger and his father go with just a verbal warning. Here's an extended clip from that first stop.
So you're coming from Washington State University? Yeah. And you're going where? Oh.
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
We're slightly punched because we're driving for hours.
Hours, days.
That was Kohberger driving the white Hyundai Elantra police took after his arrest. Public records show Kohberger changed the title of that car 5 days after the stabbings took place from Pennsylvania plates to Whitman County, Washington. We know Moscow police were previously looking for a white Hyundai Elantra spotted in the area around the time of the murders. Kohberger is a graduate student in the criminology program at Washington State University. His father flew into Seattle before the 2 started driving across the country for the holidays. Jason Labar, who represented Kohberger during the extradition process, said earlier this week it was a planned trip and that Kohberger's father, Michael, didn't notice anything off about his son.
Everything was ordinary, and he saw nothing unusual about it. I did ask Michael about that. He was very forthcoming.
Happened 15 days before Kohberger's arrest at his parents' house on December 30th. Like Morgan mentioned, we still don't know how Kohberger is connected to the 4 murders. Those details should be released once a judge unseals the probable cause affidavit. And again, we'll likely get that within 24 hours. The probable cause affidavit will likely be our only source of information telling us what connects police to Kohberger, since a judge issued a gag order yesterday preventing anyone, investigators, law enforcement, attorneys from talking about the case publicly. I spoke with the former Idaho Attorney General David Leroy earlier today, who told me the gag order helps the court of law find an impartial jury. And Brian, Leroy also told me there is a high likelihood that if there is a possible trial, it will be moved to another county.
Because not only is the county, the courthouse building very small there, so is the county. The jury pool is probably a little bit smaller in that area, so there's a possibility that somebody's going to ask to move that to avoid getting a partial jury in this case. All right, and that gag order is supposed to remain in effect until there is a verdict reached in this case, or if another judge or that judge decides to change that ruling. Thank you, Abby.